Welcome back. We've got video number 9. Our goal today, given a geometric shape, you will be able to use your polynomial skills to find the perimeter and the area. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. So just as a little bit of a review, a perimeter is the sum of all the sides of a geometric object. The area of a rectangle is length times width. The area of a square is side squared. And the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here we go. Number 1, represent the perimeter and the area of a rectangle if the length is 3c and the width is 8c minus 2. So we have to remember here, when in doubt, draw it out. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do just that. So we have a rectangle, so we're going to draw our rectangle. The length is 3c, so that's 3c. And if the top is 3c, then the bottom of a rectangle is also 3c. The width is 8c minus 2. So if that's one side, the opposite side is also 8c minus 2. So in these pictures, make sure you include everything that you can. Okay, so now we have to find two things, perimeter and area. So I'm going to go ahead and find the perimeter first. So for the perimeter, we want to add all the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and add all the sides here. So 3c, 8c minus 2, 3c, and 8c minus 2. So when I add all those together, we're going to end up with -4. 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 3 is 14, okay, plus 3 is going to give us 22c. Okay, so my perimeter is 22c minus 4. Okay, next up, we need to find the area. Okay, so for the area, we need to look carefully for which formula we're going to use. So this is a rectangle, so that's length times width. So area equals length times width. So let's go ahead. That means we're going to have 3c times 8c minus 2. Now we have a monomial times a binomial, so we're going to distribute that 3c to everything. So 3c times 8c is 24c squared. 3c times -2 is -6c. And that is our area, 24c squared minus 6c. And you have got it. Okay, let's go ahead and let's try another one. So let's take a look now at example 2. Represent the perimeter and area of a square in terms of h. If the length of one side is represented by the binomial 2h plus 3. So again, when in doubt, draw it out. So this time our shape is a square. So I'm going to start by drawing a square. And let's think, what do we know about squares? We know all the sides are congruent. So to mark congruent or equal, we put little dashes. All right, so each side is a binomial, which is 2h plus 3. 2h plus 3. Okay, so once again, we need to find the perimeter and we need to find the area. I'm going to start with the perimeter. So the perimeter is where we add all the sides. Now, all 4 sides are exactly the same, so instead of adding it 4 times, I can just multiply it by 4. Okay, so the perimeter, I'm going to distribute the 4, is going to be 8h plus 12. And we've got it. Okay, next up for the area. The area of a square is side squared. So that means that's going to be 2h plus 3 squared. But we know when we square parentheses, we have to write it out twice. So 2h plus 3, 2h plus 3. Now, this is what we did in our lesson the other day. A binomial times a binomial, we have to use our long distribution. So here we go. 2h times 2h, 4h squared. 2h times 3 plus 6h. 3 times 2h plus 6h. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so now I can combine my like terms, those 6 h's in the middle. So my area is equal to 4h squared plus 12h plus 9. And we have our final area. All right, let's take a look then at our following example here. So let's take a look. Represent the perimeter of the following shape algebraically. So at this point, I'm going to have you pause the video. I'd like you to go ahead and find this perimeter. All right, let's go ahead and check your work. So were you able to add all those sides together to get 6x minus 4? All right, so let's go ahead then. Oops, I'm going to slide this over. So our following example here, if the perimeter of the following shape is 10x plus 4, find the missing side. All right, so this question's a little bit different. We want to find the missing side. And they're telling us what the perimeter is. So to find this missing side, we're going to take the perimeter and we need to subtract both of these sides. Okay, so to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is actually add these two sides together. So I'm going to go 3x minus y plus 2x plus 4y. And we're going to add them together. So 3x and 2x is 5x. Negative y and 4y is going to give me a 3y. So this is actually the two sides. So now to find the third side, we're going to take the perimeter and we're going to subtract off the two sides. So the total perimeter is 10x plus 4y. Now we're subtracting the entire quantity. And remember, quantities have to go into parentheses. So we're going to subtract 5x plus 3y. So we have to distribute that negative to everything on the inside. So that becomes 10x plus 4y minus 5x minus 3y. All right, and that gives us a total of 5x plus y. And that's going to be our third side. So I can bring that up here and we get 5x plus y. And if I wanted to double check to see if I had the right answer, we can just add all the sides now. So let's take a look. 5x plus 3x is 8x plus 2x is 10x. That was my perimeter. Now let's look at the y's. Y minus y, those cancel. 4y. And we have 4y there, so we did it correct. All right, let's flip it on over for a couple more. So let's take a look here. Number 5, find the measure of the base of a if the measure of the base of a triangle, sorry about that, can't read today. If the measure of the base of a triangle is 3b plus 2 and the height is 4b, represent the area of the triangle. All right, once again, when in doubt, draw it out. So we're going to start by drawing a triangle. I'm going to draw a right triangle because then I have the base and the height automatically. Okay, so the base is 3b plus 2. The height is 4b. I want to represent the area of the triangle. So I'm going to flip back over. The area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, so here we go. Area equals 1/2 base times height. So area equals 1/2 4b times 3b plus 2. I'm going to start by multiplying the first two terms together. So area equals, so 1/2 times 4 is going to give me 2b, parentheses, 3b plus 2. Now I'm going to distribute the 2b to get rid of the parentheses. So we distribute here and we're going to get 6b squared. Distribute here plus 4b. So that is my new area. And we've got it. Okay, next up, number 6. Find the perimeter of a square whose area is 81 centimeters squared. So we're going to start by drawing the shape. It is a square. So what do we know about a square? All the sides are equal. So they want us to find the perimeter. In order to find the perimeter, we have to know the value of all 4 sides. But if I read carefully, they don't tell me the length of each side. They tell me it has an area of 81. So that means I need to use that area to help me find the length of a side. So let's come over here. So area equals 81. Now, area of a square, if I flip back over, area equals side squared. So I'm going to flip back over. So my area is actually side squared equals 81. So to find the length of one side, we take the square root of both sides. So each side is equal to 9. So if these sides are all equal to 9, that means my perimeter is 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. So my perimeter is going to be 4 times 9, which is 36 centimeters. Okay, next up, number 7. This is the big kahuna for today. So if we take a look here, we're going to put a little star here. This is what we're working towards. Okay, number 7. There are 2 rectangles as displayed below. So here we have a big rectangle, and here we have a smaller rectangle. Express the area of the shaded region in simplest form. So when we look at this picture, I want you to imagine this is a piece of gray paper. And inside of it, I just cut out of it this smaller rectangle. So we're cutting it out. So to find the area of what's left over, you need to think, what operation is that? If we're taking it away, it's subtraction. So to find the area of just this shaded area without that middle rectangle, we need to find the area of the big, and we're going to subtract the area of the small. And that's going to be equal to the area of the shaded region. All right, so we have to do 2 steps. Step 1 is going to be the area of the big rectangle. So the area is going to be equal to length times width. And if I look over here, my length and width are both binomials. So I put parentheses around them. So it's going to be x plus 9 times x plus 5. So now I have to use my long distribution. X times x, x squared. X times 5, 5x. 9 times x, 9x. 9 times 5, 45. So my area is equal to x squared. I'm going to add those together. 14x plus 45. So that's my area of the big. Step number 2. We're going to find the area of the small. Okay, so if I take a look at my small rectangle, I see that my length is x and my width is x plus 1. And this is a binomial. A binomial is a quantity, so we put it in parentheses. So area of the small is equal to x times x plus 1. So I'm going to distribute into the parentheses. We get x squared plus x. So step number 3. So the shaded region, so shaded equals area of the big minus area of the small. Okay, and they're quantities, so we always want to make sure we're putting them in parentheses, especially when we're using subtraction. So let's take a look here now. Area of the big, so we're going to plug that in, is going to be, that was step 1, x squared plus 14x plus 45 minus area of the small, x squared plus x. So before we can subtract, we do have to distribute. So we're going to distribute that negative into the parentheses. So we get negative x squared plus a negative x. And the first parenthesis stays exactly the same. And now we're going to go ahead and combine our like terms to get our final answer. So here we have x squared, negative x squared. Those are going to cancel. I'm going to have you finish combining your like terms, write your final answer, and input it in the computer when you are finished. Great job, everybody, today. I'll see you all in class tomorrow.